ones with me, I know we gon' beat the odds. Yup. Counterfeit. Guess it from the thought of it. People fake. Think they need to start a kid. Tryna be real. This right here to start a kid.
Huge thank you to today's sponsor, Giant Snacks. Giants is a small family-owned business that specializes in premium flavor and giant snack sizes.
From sunflower seeds, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, and cashews, Giants has all the great snacks you need.
Don't forget some of the great flavors that they offer between dill pickle and sweet Thai chili.
Or whatever craving you have.
Check out some of the newest flavors coming to a store near you this fall.
Big Easy cashews and Big Easy sunflower seeds.
Available soon online or at a store near you. Once again, huge thank you to Giant Snacks for sponsoring this podcast.
Now let's get back to the podcast.
Okay, should we turn this light on?
I'm about to spit. Okay. I'm about to do a podcast. About to say some dumb shit. About to get recorded. About to have some fun shit.
That's crazy. Hell yeah. Hey. Oh. Dude, I saw a Omegle video. This guy had a green screen, and it was like Kai's room, and he was pretending he was like buddies with Kai, and like he was making people. So like Kai would walk in, he was making people do shit, like dump milk on your head, and we'll put you into Kai's stream. Yeah, so they did it, and then he turns the green screen off. And he's like, "Yeah, it's just a green screen." And it's funny.
Bro, are you in Kai's room?
Yeah, I'm his editor. What's good?
Hey, yo, that's crazy.
I'm actually recording a video for his YouTube channel right now. Today, oh my god. Can I get the flour? Pour it. Just pour it. Pour it over your head. Pour it. More.
Yes, I'm crying, bro. Like,
He's crazy though. He's popping like crazy right now. He had like what was that numbers? Like 300,000 subs. The marathon? Yeah.
What that was, I don't know. I've never seen that before. I was just on Twitter. I'd see a new clip with a new famous person every day.
Oh yeah.
Or every hour it'd be, what was it? Chris Brown.
Yep.
Why was Bryce James there, bro? Like,
Yeah, Bryce. Okay, so he had 772,000 subscribers in 1 month, and that's $5 per subscriber. So what's the math on that? What's the math on that? 727,000.
727. That's got to be
times 5.
It's got to be upwards of 40.
$3.6 million in 1 month. That's off of streaming.
How much do you think he paid the people to come though?
Honestly, probably not much.
Probably just want to do it, just have
That's
fun.
a good question, actually, if he pays them or not. Because they're getting a lot of exposure, too, they're making their own money.
Drewski, Chris Brown, Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart's been pulling up a lot. I wonder if they're paying
I think he's
him.
just like fun. I think he just wants to have fun, bro. Because he's getting old, so he probably just like wants to relive that.
Yeah, and also he's got Fabletics, so he's like repping Fabletics on there, too.
Fabletics.
Okay.
Yeah, Fabletics try to take my money.
I actually liked some of their stuff.
No, I love their stuff. It's just like when you see those, the whatchamacalls, it'll be like
The
4
deals?
shorts for $38. And they sign you up for a membership. It takes money out your account every month. I was like, what the
Yeah, that's how they get you, bro, those memberships.
like, why do I need a membership? I'm going to come back and shop. Just give me a 3 for $25. I'll come back.
All right. Are you good to go?
I'm great. What happened to my guy, Logan?
He's not in the shot.
Oh, hi, Logan.
He doesn't want to be on camera.
My guy, Logan. He's the brains behind it.
Dude, everybody loves Logan. John, everybody shout, all of our guests,
He came in, he knocked the stuff out, checked the cameras out, man. He's been doing a lot
MVP.
of work. He's the MVP. Shout out Logan.
Hell yeah. All right, well, today, guys, welcome back to the Beyond the Spotlight podcast hosted by myself. My name is Jack.
And I'm Aiden.
Today, we're thrilled to be joined by Phoenix Sproles, a Minneapolis native and standout wide receiver at NDSU. Not only excelled on the field, but also made history being the first NDSU athlete to sign an NIL deal, paving the way for future athletes. He also shares a special connection with NFL legend Darren Sproles, his cousin, who has influenced his journey as well. Welcome to the podcast, Phoenix.
Yeah, man.
Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
dude,
you guys
thank
coming
you.
out.
Thank you for letting us come into your house. The hospitality.
Yeah. You guys are good people. I trust you guys.
Hell yeah.
For the people who don't know who you are, do a little elevator pitch on you as an athlete, what you do, what you do now.
Yep. All right, elevator pitch. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Phoenix Sproles, 24 years old. I love social media. I love fitness. I love football. From Minneapolis, Minnesota. Love my family. Big football background. I love making people laugh, smile. I'm a funny guy. I love the movie theater, going to the movie theater or watching movies at home. Love sports.
Dude, honestly, that was the best elevator.
That was good.
We do that with everybody. That was probably the best elevator pitch you had. Hell yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, you were the first one who actually like dove deeper than what you just do as like a job.
Yeah. So, in high school, football is your main sport, I'm assuming?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, I tried basketball.
Yeah?
I made the varsity my senior year. I played if we were up by 20 or down by 20.
In the game?
That's when I got in. Up by 20 or down by 20. Not when games were close or we played a good team. But no, basketball was okay. Baseball, I was really good at baseball. But I stopped playing around my sophomore year. I wanted to focus more on football.
So you had some of these giant snacks in?
Dude, I'd have those seeds in my back pocket. I almost forgot. I would slide, stealing to second base. I would slide with the seeds in my back pocket, and they would be all over the dirt and all over the base. And then my pocket would be stained with like the seeds.
Oh yeah,
but I'd eat those all the time, especially the bacon ranch ones. Those dill pickle ones look good too. So, yeah,
you gotta wait till the end of the podcast. You'll see.
Let me wait.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Robbinsdale Cooper High School. Go Hawks.
Hey. And you had your stepdad as your football coach?
Yes, sir. Since third grade up until senior year of high school. And then my brother came and played football as well for him. So he got to coach two of us, and it worked out. We had fun.
What was that like, having your coach be your dad?
So obviously people assume like, oh, that's coach's kid or whatever.
Yeah, right.
He's gonna make him start and all that. No, that dude did not talk to me at practice. He made it so other coaches would address me. He wouldn't address me unless he absolutely had to, just to make sure there was no favoritism or anything like that. I had to earn everything. My freshman year, I was on the freshman football team. Everyone knew I was good enough to possibly play varsity right away, but he told me no. My own stepdad told me I couldn't play varsity.
Sure.
I had to wait it out and prove that I was capable of playing varsity. So I played 4 games on freshman, dominated everyone. You could tell it was clicking fast for me. It was too easy. And then my stepdad didn't bring me up. The other co-head coach brought me up to varsity, and he said, "You made your mark. Come play." I didn't start, but I had some playing time here and there as a freshman. So that's where it started.
Off the field, did he ever sit you down and say, "This is what you got to do"? Yep. Like he maybe noticed some stuff.
Yeah, right off rip, third grade. So he went to Stanford University. His name's Willie Howard. Went to Stanford University, played for the Vikings for 2 to 3 years, I believe, was drafted in the 3rd round, season-ending injury, got hit, illegal cut block, blew both of his knees out, never played football again. He was mad. I was young. He didn't want anything to do with football.
Yeah.
3rd grade is when you can play tackle football here in Minnesota. I'm 9 years old, and I asked him to be my coach because I knew the football background. I could ask my dad to do it too, but he was more of a wrestler. He played at University of Northern Iowa, big time wrestler. But
so you got athletes in your family everywhere.
It's in the blood. It's in the blood. So I'm blessed to have that aspect. But I just asked my stepdad, being a football guy, do you want to be my coach? I don't remember if he told me no or if he hesitated at first, but that happened and he ended up saying yes, and he became my coach 3rd grade. And I remember picking up a football and scoring my first touchdown. I was like, man, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. What do I got to do to get there? And he told me what I had to do. He told me, my dad told me as well, hard work, dedication, and be the best you can be and outwork everyone else.
So you started early, but was there ever like a year maybe in like high school that you just really excelled and was like, dang, this is when I'm kind of better than average and knew that you could go into college doing this?
Yeah, man. I want to say after my sophomore, so I tore my ACL after my freshman football season, playing basketball, pickup basketball.
Damn, dude.
Just unfortunate, man.
That's crazy.
Just blew out my knee. Not blew out, but tore my ACL. Blew out's crazy. Tore my ACL. So I missed my sophomore year of high school football. So I played freshman year, didn't play sophomore year. Came back a little early because I was working really hard. I wanted to obviously play football.
Right.
Came back for my junior year and took off. Everything that I was practicing while I was rehabbing, I was bigger, faster, stronger than what I was before. I just had more time to take more mental reps. I watched football. So I sat out for so long. So I had to be mentally locked in because I couldn't do it physically. And junior year I had my breakout year. Ended up with 19 Division I offers. Ivy League, you're not going to believe this, but you're Yale, you're Dartmouth, you're Brown. I had all those schools, and then I had the FCS, which is North Dakota State, South Dakota, UNI, and then I had 2 FBS schools, smaller FBS schools, Northern Illinois, the Huskies, and University of Wyoming. And Air Force, but appreciate the military, the Air Force service, but I didn't want to get into that. So yeah, those are my bigger offers. But otherwise, the whole FCS was calling me, and had the opportunity to go to obviously where.
You got all these school offers.
Yep.
Why NDSU?
Dude, NDSU. When you think of NDSU, what do you think of?
Winning.
You win there, and I knew that from the get go. Honestly, they were big recruiters at my high school. I had a former team that went there, played there for a couple years, and then I think we had one other guy that went there as well. But NDSU loved coming to Cooper High School. We always had dogs, and they were always coming. And they came to my school, asked for me, and I did my research on them. And honestly, where I wanted to play, the dream was to play for the Gophers. I wanted to be the hometown kid, play for the Gophers, and be that guy. And it just didn't work out, unfortunately. So the closest school from Minnesota was North Dakota State, and I wanted to win. I don't like losing, never did. And I was like, why not North Dakota State? You have the opportunity to win and win championships and be great.
So I remember during our research, we listened to a podcast that you were on, and you mentioned that you could have gone to one of these smaller schools and been the guy.
Yep.
But you chose to go to NDSU and hang around some of the other guys, Christian Watson and some of the other big dogs like that.
Yes, sir.
What made you want to decide, I'm going to put my ego behind and go play at a college like that?
The competitiveness that I grew up with, even my sister obviously didn't play college football or anything like that, but even my older sister, we would go at it all the time. I wanted to win. She wanted to win. And then seeing my cousin Darren Sproles just be how great he was. And I just like, how do you become the best? You play the best people. You play, you compete against the best. And I'm like, not to knock off any other schools, but I'm like, why would I go to another school in the FCS when I can go to the best school in the FCS that wins consistently? That means I'm going up against the best people every day. I'm going to be great some way, somehow, right? So I did that, and I was just like, NDSU is, I didn't know coming in, like, who's going to be there or anything like that. But I knew whoever was there, they're going to be tough to beat out. So that's why I went.
When you got to NDSU, what was your first impression with coaching staff behind the scenes that like maybe we don't know about?
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people, and actually no, I think a lot of people do know. The strength coach, Coach Kramer. I know I talked to you guys a little bit before about him.
Yep.
Coach Kramer, he's still there currently. I still talk to him, and the way how he prepares you for more than just football, for life, is what I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. I sent him a text actually this football season. I sent him a long paragraph. Coach Kramer, thank you. Blah 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 blah. Not even for football, just for little things. Like, we worked a job. I know some other schools, obviously D2, some D1 schools don't have enough money, but we worked jobs in the summertime because we didn't get paid from the school to take care of our rent and stuff like that because we live in apartments. You have a lease you had to pay for. So we had to work jobs in the summertime. So we would lift in the morning, 5:30, 6:15, 7 a.m., whatever it may be, go to your job, come back, and you have conditioning after. And it was either 4:15 or 5:15. It wasn't fun because you knew, like, some guys had landscaping jobs. I did I did daycare one time just because I wanted to be inside. I didn't want to be outside because Fargo summer is hot.
Yeah.
I don't know. People think Fargo's freezing all year round. Not true. Fargo summers are hot like anywhere else. Didn't want to be outside at all. Chose the daycare. Did that for my first summer or second summer. Cool, sweet. The next year, I got into I don't know how. Got talked into landscaping. Never again.
Hell no.
Never
That's tough.
again, man.
I did that too.
Yeah.
The humid summers. Hell
Man,
no.
I give whoever does landscaping, I give you a bunch of credit.
Yeah.
Because that's hard.
Laying rock.
I laid the rock. Like, I'm a pretty boy. I don't do all the, unless I have to. I don't do all the dirty work. But man, was laying rocks down, chopping trees.
Yep.
Making everything perfect,
and then going to conditioning
and go
after.
run and go and knowingly, like, he knows you went to go work. Did not care. Don't care. Get on the line.
Right,
and that turned boys to men. And that's why I always thank Coach Kramer. And just other, we can get into that a whole different time, but the list goes on forever. So big shout out to Coach Kramer.
So did a lot of those guys stay for the summer? Did the whole football team have to stay?
Yeah, dude.
Yes?
And that's why NDSU is so great, because everyone bought in. I know a lot of schools, You can leave for a little bit.
Sure.
It's optional workouts, and it was optional. Like some of
But
the
it's
summers,
not
but it's
really
not,
optional,
because
right?
you don't go to that summer. Coaches are going to remember that, and
Right.
you want to start next year. Not happening, buddy.
Yeah.
So everyone was there, bought in, and that's why NDSU was so great every year. It's because the guys buy in, and it's a team. It's like family. Like dudes that play 9-man football in the middle of North Dakota. Some guys have never seen a black person before. I kid you not. I've literally talked to people on the team that have never seen a black person before.
Yeah.
Like become your brothers. Like would potentially die for. I believe some of them would die for me if it came down to it, and I would do the same for them because that's just the bond you have with those guys. So NDSU's big on that.
That's awesome. Once you got into NDSU, how was playing out on the field? I mean, for the first time, you're away from that high school games. How was your first games
In the
on the
dome?
field? Yeah, in the dome.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's a feeling that why I went back this year to go to a game to experience it again. It's something you can't explain. It's just like I got a like high school games. Man, I'll roll out there knowing I'm about to give you like football, basketball wise. I'd give
Buckets,
you buckets. I'm about to give
yeah.
you buckets right now. Like you can't guard me. I'm cool. Like it's high school. Like I'm not worried about this. And in the Fargo Dome, man, when you're running down that tunnel and the lights are off, it's dark, and you hear the count. I mean, it's changed now, I think, but or they do the countdown still? Yeah, countdown. So they'll do the countdown. The noises, the purge noises, whatever it is, weather warning. I don't know.
Dude, those
whatever it was.
intros are actually tough.
Dude,
like,
it's so crazy. And
how does that feel when you're like hearing the intro?
Yeah.
I've always wondered that because like NBA games got those, but
Yeah.
NDSU, even you guys have like a crazy
it's
intro.
crazy. Your heart's beat like just doo-doo, doo-doo.
And that's for you. Like you're the player. Like
You're the
it's
I'm
for
supposed to
you.
be calm. I'm supposed to be maintained, but my heart's
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, I gotta relax. Like I almost cramped up my first time running out there because I was so wild, so
Like wound
hyped.
up?
Yeah, so wound
And I'm
up.
sure the pressure too, because
Yeah.
you're out there and everyone's watching you.
Everyone-
That's a huge crowd.
It's the North Dakota State football team is the NFL of North Dakota. Like that's your
right.
team. That's their professional team right there. So you know everyone's watching, critiquing you, and like the stands are really close to the sideline, so you can hear. Like I hear everything, like the goods, the bad. Like I hear everything, and it's like dude, like you got to go out there and perform. And that's what I think why I went to NDSU is the pressure. Like pressure creates diamonds. You either make it or you don't. And I think, that's why NDSU is so good is because they have all that pressure and they still perform at a high level consistently. So it's big time, man.
So you played there 5 years,
Yep.
and you won 3 championships.
Yes, sir. 3 natties.
What are some other accolades? Did you have any other personal ones?
I had a bunch. I never had any for like all conference receiver or anything like that. I had a bunch of academic ones, Dean's List, Missouri Valley honor roll, academic stuff. I lied. My most proudest award ever in my whole life was team captain. 2022 season, I believe. Yeah,
Is that senior?
that was technically my senior. So I did 4.5. I left 4 games into season 5,
Okay.
so I don't really count that. So it was my 4th year, 2022. The year we beat Montana State for the national championship. It was I was the captain for that season, and that's the biggest honor I could have ever had.
That's huge.
It's huge because
Captain of a
captain of North Dakota State football team is huge, and I'll never take that for granted because that's you do the history, the legends on that, like guys that were captains for the Bison teams they're legends.
Yeah.
So just to be up there, obviously I ended up leaving, but just have my name alongside those guys' names, like that will forever hold a big part of my heart.
Do you have a memorable game that you just sticks out in your mind 100%? That's the one that was just super intense, your favorite game?
I have 2. I have one that's a selfish one, and one that is just probably funny for some other people. 2019 national championship against JMU. Oddly enough,
That's crazy.
That game was that was like my first time I felt like that season because 2018 I played a lot, but I was like still a backup a little bit. I came in for Darius Shepard. I was his backup here and there. But 2019 is when I was a full starter with Christian, and we went to I feel like I contributed that year. Like everything was going right, and then we ended up playing Jamie in the national championship, and that game was just crazy. We're going back and forth. Trey had a crazy game, and it was just like dude, like this is what college football is about. Snow on the ground.
Hell yeah.
Like we almost lost the game. Jimmy football, our safety at the time, caught the game-winning interception to who was the quarterback? Ben DiNucci. Ben DiNucci was a quarterback. Gamed him. Dude, it was just all around probably one of the best games. And then the second one was selfish one that I had a really good game. Selfish, I know.
That's all good,
my
bro.
first time, it was my first time scoring. It was a penalty, but I had 2 touchdowns. It was my first time ever scoring 2 touchdowns in a game. University of South Dakota, I had a 75-yard screen pass to get 75 yards to the house. And then got another one, scored another touchdown, but it was holding on offensive line, something like that. But that was just a big time game for us. It was, I think, a playoff game for us, and that gave us that propelled us into the playoffs and ultimately winning that championship that year.
So we'll talk more about football, but I want to ask, like, how was your college experience as a student athlete? Like, one thing I'm curious about, do people ever come up to you and like take a photo, like another student come up to you, or like in class, you know?
Yes. It's kind of what, like, some of the things you kind of dreamed for as a college athlete. Like, you want to be that guy that people know and stuff like that. It's like, what kind of, I know some people, like, they chase that feeling. I know I chased it too. Like, I wanted to make sure people knew who I was. That's something that's just how I am. Whatever I do, I kind of do it big and do it loud. Yeah. And dude, I'm like, even now, I went to the Fargo game. People are coming up taking pictures, and that just makes me feel. It makes me feel a lot of love. Like, people supported what I did and what I stood for here at my time at NDSU. But yeah, just a regular everyday student life. Like, I'm in what's it called? What's the dining center?
It's like the West Dining Center. I don't know what it's called. Not West.
It's the bigger one.
Damn, I don't even know.
I don't know why.
Logan, you know?
I was there for 4 years. I should know.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, seems like you never see the athletes out at, which I didn't go to school there, but I just went there and was around a lot. So I just like never see any of those guys.
We're just on different times. It's just like we're super early. Like, obviously people go work jobs and come to school and do whatever they need to do. But athlete wise, we're there. We're working out early, quick breakfast, and we all usually sit together. We all sit together,
right,
and kind of away from people. Go eat our breakfast, and then we'll be in class, lift throughout the day, and late at night we'll get dinner as a team after practice or whatever it may be. And yeah, people won't see us that much unless obviously you're on campus a lot, especially when you're older. You kind of want to stay away from campus because you just don't want to hassle to go get food or anything like that. You want to be grown and cook your own food or whatever. But no, regular student life was great at NDSU. People, fans, students, they love their football players. They love their team. Took pictures. Hung out with them. It was a blast.
So now that it's all done and you're gone, did you go to a bunch of parties in college or not too much?
Heck yeah. Never. So during season, in the games, it'd always be Saturday after the game. After the game, we're going out. On a win, we're going out. You have to, because we're grinding Monday through Friday.
Right.
No fun, no parties. You're at practice, school, lifting, pain. Do it again every day. And then Saturday is when you get to play, get everything out, win, have a good time, and then you're outside. And we were outside. And Sunday was recovery day. Sunday, you come into the training room. I think the treatment's like 2 hours.
Sure.
So you just got to check. If you played a certain amount of snaps or if you had any ding-ups that you had in the game that you told the trainer about, you just had to be there Sunday for 2 hours. Check in, do what you need to do, and then Sunday's yours, so recovery day.
So where'd the athletes party at? Did they go on campus or was it off?
So once, it was a little harder, and you know how the underage, you try to go downtown or whatever. Right. Sometimes you get away with this, sometimes not, but for the most part, underage, we were at the, we'd be at the, what was that house? It was
the turf or whatever?
Or no, I've been to the turf. Been at the turf.
Like a frat house?
Nah, we didn't hang out with the frat guys a lot. Now that I think about it, I never even hung out. Yeah, I think I went to one frat house one time ever in my college career at North Dakota State, and I don't even remember which one it was. I think it was the one with the little beach sand outside.
Oh, yeah.
By the apartments, by the T-lofts or whatever. I think that was one time, but otherwise didn't hang out with the frat guys too much. There was always just some house party, some freshman house. Not freshmen, because freshmen didn't have houses, but we were just freshmen. And someone would throw a house party. It'd be like the same house every time.
Sure.
We would go every time just because there's nothing else to do.
Right.
But man, we had fun after games. We were definitely going outside. And then of age, downtown, we're at Fort Knox.
And coaches don't care?
So coaches care.
They didn't know?
No, they know. Trust me, they know. Because if you think about it, man, Fargo's so small. Like everyone knows everyone. I'm sure someone that's a part like the team makers or whatever from NDSU is always just at these places just in case. Like
Sure.
I can't confirm it, but I know for a fact. Like I've seen faces before. I'm like, this guy, he's around our team somehow, and he's always like not watching, but like just making sure everyone's okay. So yeah, I mean, they know, and as long as you're being smart, making good decisions, not acting a fool, because after every game, after every win, when we're in the locker room, coaches will really tell us, don't do anything to jeopardize your spot on the team.
Yeah.
And that whatever happens after that, that's on you. So like sometimes, guys fall short and they make mistakes. But from what I can remember at my time there, we had a pretty good group of guys, and we were all smart about what we did on the weekends, and had a good time. And yeah, we'd go downtown to Fort Knox or Sports Bar. Sports Bar was the best. Good vibes over there. And then we had the OB. OB, Old Broadway.
Oh,
and then
see, I'm not 21 yet. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, go ahead. And then you'll have to check out Sports Bar is a good one. Fort Knox, all in the same area. OB, District 64.
Oh, yeah, District. Yeah.
Dizzy. And shout out my boy Reno. He's the
Big Reno.
Yeah, Big Reno. That's my dog. Shout out Big Reno. Shout out District. Fort Knox starts with a red something. Yeah, Noble. Yeah, Noble. Noble's a good.
Okay.
My guy Logan got me. Noble, and I feel like there's
Logan's been out. Logan's outside.
He's been outside. Logan's been outside. Me and Logan about to go outside next time. We're going to Fargo. But yeah, man, that whole downtown, it's a great time in Fargo.
Bringing it back to football a little bit, how does it feel playing with some of those bigger names that have made it to the NFL?
Yeah.
Like Christian Watson. Why can't I think of the
Trey Lance.
There's a lot of them.
There's so many.
Most of them are linemen. That's why I think a lot of guys forget.
Did you play with Cody Malk?
Yeah, that was my dog. Okay. Big Cody. He was 1 year older than me. One or maybe
he was
two.
older than you? Damn,
Yeah,
I thought he was younger.
No, he was 1 year older, or maybe 1 year or 2 years older. But yeah, older. Cody Malk, Cordell Volson. Those are all my 2019, the time we beat JMU in the national championship. Like I think that whole offensive line's in the NFL, or most of them are in the NFL.
That's crazy.
Or have that NFL time.
Sure.
Zach Johnson, Cordell Volson, Dylan Radins. Cordell blocks for Joe Burrow. Dylan Radins blocks for who was the Tennessee Titans guy? Will Levis.
Okay.
Blocks for Levis.
Cody's got Baker.
Cody's got Baker. I feel like I'm missing
Crazy.
I'm missing guys. But yeah, so that whole line, they were legit. And they blocked for Trey. Obviously, that's why Trey went to the NFL too.
Yeah,
he had time to throw. He had time to throw to me and Christian.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man, I played with so many good people and good talent, good players. But yeah, like you mentioned, Christian, one of my best friends, Trey, obviously one of my best friends too. And it's just cool to be around those guys because you see their mentality, and just like knowing that like I played with them, it makes me like, that's why I'm still playing football, because it's like I know I can play at that level. Like it's just obviously it works in different ways for different people. It's fine. I had to accept that maybe my path wasn't to get drafted. Whoop-de-doo. But I can still stand. I can still catch a ball. And I can still run a route. So as long as I can do that, I'm gonna keep trying and put my best foot forward, and hopefully join them one day if I got time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so at NDSU, you started making some social media content.
Yeah.
TikTok started blowing up for you and your Instagram. I guess, like, why'd you want to start TikTok, and what was that like for you?
Yeah. So I think I got into it around 2019 when I started having my success on the field. Then obviously rolling into COVID, I think everyone was on TikTok during COVID.
Yeah.
I just realized like my personality and like being on the camera, in front of the camera, I love it, and now I get to do it, and thousands of people are watching and liking and sharing it. Wow, keep going. Like it was just it was so fun to me. And if you go back to if you scroll down a while, you'll see a bunch of dance videos, man. Just me and Christian, bunch of dance videos. That's all we did. Like that's how we bonded, man. It was football, and then it was just making funny videos just to be human. Like we're people at the end of the day. So I got funny TikToks with Christian, Trey, my boys Jazeer, Destin, Tony Pierce. Those are also all my close friends as well. My boy Zach. I can name a bunch of people. Let me stop. Yeah. But yeah, man. So TikTok it just blew up for me, and then I saw the followers come in.
Right.
I think I started I was at like a low 10K, something like that, and then I started posting more NDSU football content. And Fargo, the city of Fargo, just I don't know what happened, but I blew up. I think over like 5 days, I went from 10K to like 45 or 75K, and then I was just like they're eating these videos up.
If you get on like the Fargo For You pages, like they take pride in it. They take pride.
They did, because when I went to Fargo for their game against South Dakota State, I made I didn't make a lot. I haven't been too consistent on it. I made a video. All my videos were doing like 1,000, 2,000 views.
Yeah.
That one video with at the tailgate at North Dakota State, I think we dropped like 15 or 20K. And that's the Fargo people, man. So shout out Fargo and their love for TikTok because they show a lot of love. So
their love for their sports.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They take pride in where they're from.
They do.
But you had like 100. You have like 150K or 120K.
Not to flex, but I think we're at 170.
He knows. You got us beat by like 165.
You got to start somewhere, man. You got to start somewhere.
For real. But so we've been seeing some other like the brand deals that you've done.
Yeah.
How do you get in with that? What's your process with that?
So at first it was just all me, and I think it was good that I was just all me creating those deals and working out those negotiations and working with those partnerships because I got to learn the game for myself, like to not let companies take advantage of me.
Sure,
I'm producing all these views, all these followers.
You're reaching out to the companies?
So themselves? I would, yeah. So okay. I would if I go back to my DMs on Instagram and TikTok, not TikTok, my Instagram's on DM. You would see me dishing out the copy and paste, same message. Hey, hello, my name is Phoenix Sproles. I am a North Dakota State college football player. I love making content. I would love to create content for your company or whatever it may be. And people would turn me down or they would invite me. When I was young, I just wanted free things. Like clothes.
They'd send you products.
Send me products, Instagram story, TikTok video, boom, whatever. But I didn't understand how much value I had as a creator, which I'm getting 150K views. I'm generating traffic for your company, traffic that you didn't have before I started making videos for you. Why am I not getting paid for this? I'm doing better than your own marketing team. Oh yeah, we gotta rethink this.
Right.
That's when I started maturing with it, and that's when I started having numbers. I would look at my insights on TikTok and Instagram, see what I'm doing as a creator. If I wasn't making views or likes, whatever, yeah, I'm a low ball. I'm gonna go lower because obviously I didn't do my end of the bargain. But now if I'm putting out good numbers, good views, we gotta up the price a little bit, and that's how it ended up going for a little bit. And then looked like you're about to say something.
Oh, I was just about to say, if you don't mind me asking, what were you
it.
charging these companies? Because we're in the same boat. We're trying to figure that out right now with these smaller companies.
That's smart, and that took me a while too. Because I'm like, a little $20. Like I was a freshman, sophomore in college. Like, and I didn't need much.
Give me some Chipotle.
Yeah, give me a little $20 for a burrito every now and then. I'm cool. But I'm like, man. Nah, I know there's people just like me making hundreds and thousands of dollars. Like, let's just aim high and then they'll bring you down if they want to bring you down. So I know when I first started doing it and trying to get paid for it, I would do an Instagram story, $50, whatever, cool. That's $50 for an Instagram story, easy. And then for an in-feed post, I think I was doing $200 for like my feed and my Instagram page.
Sure.
And so I went with that, had some success. Companies were doing it, paying me, whatever, making the content. It was all good. And then I started getting more followers. I'm like, okay, we got to up something. And it went from IG story. I think I started charging like $200 for an IG story. And then an in-feed post was anywhere between $500 to $1,500, I believe.
Sure.
And that I had some good success with that too. And then I just started running with that a little bit. And then obviously you can't just, like, oh, you got to pay me $10,000 for an Instagram. Like you still got to be smart with it. And I didn't post a lot of content at some of the points. Like I couldn't just raise the price. So I kind of kept it there for a little bit, and I did pretty well. And then just dealing with all that stuff, I'm like, man, I still got to do school and football. I'm like, hold on, I need some help. And that's when like there was more NIL agencies that were out there, and I signed to Limitless NIL. It was created by Sean Clifford, who played quarterback for Penn State. And was the backup quarterback, I believe, for the last 2 years with the Green Bay Packers. Wow. He created his own NIL agency in college while he was a quarterback at Penn State. And they were doing well. Like there was like me, like I had probably roughly 150,000 on followers on all my platforms together. And they had like 10 more people that were like right there with me or even had more followers. So I know they were doing well, and they would handle all of the business side of things. They'd run me the numbers, and then we would either, let's do it or no.
So it's like a management deal where they would get the deals for you, and then they sign a whole bunch of athletes.
Yep.
And that was like, what year was that for you that you started NIL? Because it happened while you were in college.
Right, 2021, 2022.
What year is that for you for school?
That was my junior year. Red shirt junior year. Yeah, redshirt junior, redshirt sophomore year. I'm so horrible with all the COVID stuff. I don't like guys will be like, oh yeah, I'm a redshirt freshman. Like, what does that mean? Like, is this your first year or second year?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's my third. I'm like, dude,
How does that make any sense?
But yeah, it was like in my sophomore junior year, I believe, and yeah, and it just got really big, and I rolled with that.
That's a really big deal. We have here we did our research and found out that you made history with that, being the first NDSU athlete to sign an NIL deal, which is huge. How did that feel?
So that was a really happy moment for me, because I knew, like, I literally was DMing this company, like, I'm like, they're about to release college athletes to get paid for NIL. Can we do, like, I want to be the first person to start this up. Can we work something out, something small? Like, yeah, let's do it. Like, when do we have to do this? I was like, they're releasing it tomorrow. And they're like, oh yeah. And luckily I was already back home in Minnesota. I think we were on a break or something like that. And they're like, it was my training facility, Game Face Training. And they gave me some free merch. I think I have there's some of their sweatpants on now. Got their pants on now. But they gave me a free long sleeve that said Game Face Training on it. And I was with my boys, Jazeer and Tony Pierce. Jazeer Cox, Tony Pierce. They both played at NDSU. They came home with me. I don't know why we were home, but we were home here in Minnesota. And Game Face was like, yeah, we'll give you guys some clothes, and you can post on your Instagram, blah, 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 for content, or to bring people to their Instagram page and their socials. And I did that, and I was like, wow, like, that was cool. But I was like, that was cool. I was the first person to do it. And then I think Dom Izzo, who's a reporter at in North Dakota, I think he did a story on me, and I think it went published and whatever. And yeah, it was just a big deal for me, just to show that company trusted me and promoting their products, and me getting it done and posting on Instagram.
Looking back on that, do you want to tell the viewers, that can be a little bit of a controversial topic too. What are some pros and cons that came out of that?
And that's the thing that you see in college football now. And I'm glad I'm done with college, because I want nothing to do with that stuff, because it's tough. Like you said, there's pros and cons to it. The pros, as a player,
it's great. As a player,
it's great.
Yeah.
Money's coming in, and you're doing some social media stuff. And well, I guess the hard part about that is you have to perform. And I think a lot of people don't understand that part about NIL. It's just, yes, can you give money to the whole team? Sure, you can, and you should. I believe everyone should get a little piece of something. But the people that are performing, they should obviously get a little bit more money, because they're doing the little heavier work, as you would say. And people think like I've just heard people from all around just, I wish I was getting paid, blah, blah. I'm like you don't play. Like, you got to get on the field. Like, remember, the main thing's the main thing. You got to play.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You got to play. And the NIL, that's just a bonus. That's a bonus from what your blood, sweat, and tears. That's what got you to be a starter. Now you're getting paid. Congrats. But like, if you're not on the field, like, contributing, and I get it. Sometimes you got to wait behind people, and you got to wait till guys graduate or whatever it may be. But if there's nothing in the way, and it's just you, and you're just in your own way, and you're not, and that's on you, you shouldn't get the extra NIL or whatever it may be. But yeah, so that's definitely a con. I think people, I did transfer, but I didn't transfer any NIL, because we didn't even have NIL like that at JMU anyways. But people are leaving just for more money.
Right.
Like, they're a starter out of school, and you just left because you just want to get paid a little bit more. Like, do I get it? Yes. But do I agree with it? Nah. There's more college football, what makes college football great? The traditions, staying on a team for multiple years and creating a legacy with that team, and just being remembered as one of the greats at that school. That's what college football is about.
And honestly, the fact that they're doing it and not getting paid was a good part of it too.
A great part, because you knew no one was leaving. You knew like, guys would literally wait 3 to 4 years just to touch the field to play their junior or senior year and ball out or whatever it may be, and just that grind of just waiting your turn and just keep working hard, and like, that teaches you in life. Like me, I won't say a regular person, but I'm not in college. I'm not a student athlete anymore. Like, I'm just another person out there. Like, I go to work, clock in just like the other person. We're not different. Mm-hmm. So I think that shows you, like, that old college football shows you, like, it's a real world out there. You got to work for what you want. Sometimes you got to wait till it's your turn. And like my turn, I'm trying to go to the NFL. I didn't get drafted last year. Now I'm a year out of football, and I'm trying to get to where other people are at. So yeah, that's definitely a con. And don't get me wrong, it's good, it's bad, but I mean, it's a new era we're in now. You just got to get used to it. And I honestly think, I mean, these players deserve to be paid for how much money they're bringing to their schools.
Right.
Like you look back at Duke basketball and you think of like Zion Williamson. That dude could have been a multi-million. He already is a millionaire now, but he could have been a multi-millionaire
In college
at 18, 19 years old. Because I remember everything was just Zion. I don't even like basketball, but I'm looking up videos of him, like just because I want to see who he is. And you're bringing that much traffic to your school. People are literally going
to school
to see him play. And
Right.
it's like, I got to get a little something of it. Like I'm the one that's doing the dunks. Like I can't get a little percentage.
Right.
So yeah, man, there's always going to be pros and cons to everything.
Huge thank you to today's sponsor, Giant Snacks. Giants is a small family-owned business that specializes in premium flavor and giant snack sizes.
From sunflower seeds, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, and cashews, Giants has all the great snacks you need.
Don't forget some of the great flavors that they offer between dill pickle and sweet Thai chili.
Or whatever craving you have.
Check out some of the newest flavors coming to a store near you this fall.
Big Easy cashews and Big Easy sunflower seeds.
Available soon online or at a store near you. Once again, huge thank you to Giant Snacks for sponsoring this podcast.
Now let's get back to the podcast. So you've been training a lot, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you use any apps to track your progress?
I don't. Why? Is there a new app out?
Yeah, dude, there's this crazy new app. It's called Alpha Progression.
It's designed by pro lifters, so everything's backed by science. No gimmicks. It's perfect if you are serious about building muscle. They have custom workout plans tailored to your goals and the equipment you have. Plus, the app tracks your progress and gives you recommendation for your weights and reps. It's super easy to use, even with all the features.
That sounds pretty good to you, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Where can we get this app at, Aiden?
You've got to go check it out at alphaprogression.com/beyond the spotlight. We're giving 20% off your first purchase, but the deal only works through the URL.
All right, the link will be in the description if you guys want to go check out that app. They've been amazing. Thank you for sponsoring our podcast. All right, I got this clip that I want to play.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm actually not super educated on what happened your last year at NDSU.
Yep.
But I have found this when we were doing our research. I'll just play like the first 20 seconds of it.
News is going from bad to worse for NDSU.
The Bison are losing one of their most seasoned veteran players, Logan.
That's right, Dana and Kirsten. Sources tell WDAY fifth-year wide receiver Phoenix Sproles is leaving NDSU and entering the transfer portal. On NDSUfootball.com, Sproles is no longer listed on the team's roster. Now, I've been following these developments since last week when Sproles removed all captions on his Instagram related to NDSU football.
Yeah, that's pretty much all. I'll play off that.
She did
She did her
research. Wow.
So what kind of happened towards the end of that?
Yeah. So I left, what was it, 4 or 5 games into the season of the 2023 season. Pulled my hamstring twice, back to back. As a receiver or any skill position player, that's everything for you. Like, you're running, stopping, pain. Like feels like someone's shooting me in the back of my leg. Cutting, sticking, anything you do as a skill position player, you're using your hamstrings. So it's a very, very important muscle, and I don't know why people thought it's just not important. Like it's essential. Like to run fast, you need your hamstring.
Right, quick twitch movements and everything. Yeah,
it's literally everything for you. And I did it in fall camp. Had 2 weeks before our first game, so I had time to rest and recover. We did a good job rehabbing it at NDSU. Was good for game 1. Cool. Was fine for 2 or 3 weeks, I believe. And then pulled it in practice again. And then that was leading up to the University of Arizona game. So I pulled it on like a Monday or Tuesday, didn't practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, put on 2 compression sleeves, wrapped it super tight, and played with it on Saturday. Played with the strained hamstring against University of Arizona. I think I ran, I couldn't fully stride out. I had to keep short steps because that's how I pulled it, was just striding out. Made it through the whole game, but I definitely retweaked it. I felt some sharp pains throughout the game.
Yep.
So it wasn't pretty. Came back that next week, not to play, but came back to Fargo. Had a home game or whatever. Didn't play that game. I think I missed 1 or 2 games. And my hamstring was ultimately, that hamstring recovery to be fully healthy again would probably take, I want to say 2 months possibly.
Sure.
Probably 4 to 8 weeks to come back from that double pulled hamstring. And looking at it as my senior year, trying to go out with a bang to get to the next, go to the NFL essentially. I'm doing numbers in my head. I'm like, this is going to be hard. It's going to be hard to get the ball. It's going to be hard to get on the field. I'm trying to rehab this hamstring. It's just not realistic right now to play. I'll probably miss almost the whole season at this point because already 4 games in and 4 more games. That's like game 8, 9, 10, and then you play 12, 11, 12 regular season games. And I was just looking at the flow of things, the offense. We weren't throwing the ball a lot. We didn't throw the ball a lot the year before. And, I was kind of stuck. I didn't know what to do. I'm talking to my parents and people in my circle. I'm like, is this how I want to go out for my last year of college football? Like, NFL or not, this is my last year of college football unless I never redshirted. I played right away as a true freshman, so I never redshirted. So that was my option was to redshirt because I only played. You can play up to 4 games in redshirt the rest of the year.
Okay.
So I was at 4 games, and people thought I was holding out, so I didn't play a 5th game. I couldn't play. I had to pull the hamstring regardless. So I think the first game I missed after the game 4 was South Dakota State. I didn't play the South Dakota State game, and I think that's when people kind of speculated he's holding out. He's going to leave, and that's wasn't holding out, but I was going to leave. I already had that decision made up in my head. It just wasn't. I wasn't going to be able to play for almost 8-10 games, and just again how the offense was. I just knew that as a receiver, it would have been kind of tough for me to get things going and to have a chance to get the ball in my hands to make plays and do what I can for the team. So I took the decision to hit the portal and explore other options. And a dream of mine was to play at the highest level, which is FBS football, your Power Fives, your Minnesota, Ohio State, Alabama. The dream was to always go to a school like that. And based off my career, a couple of my seasons that I had, I knew that I could possibly get interest from some schools like that, make a dream come true, and try to better my chances of going pro. So I hit the portal and had the whole FCS again offer me, which is very humbling, and I was very grateful for it. But I wanted to play up. I wanted the FBS.
Yeah,
I had a bunch of FBS teams. They're like an annoying girl you're trying to talk to. They're just flirt with you, how you doing, Phoenix? How you doing? Yeah. Blah blah blah. Come on, offer me. What are we doing? Give me what I want. And they wouldn't offer. They would just keep flirting. We watch your film. We love your film. Or talk to our coaches. We'll let you know. Never let me know. Or let me know. Sorry, they would never let me know. They said they would talk to their coaches. Never got back to me. And it was big time schools. I'm not going to name them, but there were schools that you would watch if you just turned the TV on Saturday.
Yeah.
And so that kind of hurt. I'm like, man, am I really not that good? Or it was. I get it. NDSU wasn't the biggest passing school. So maybe did that affect something? I don't know. And then I see a follow on Twitter. Twitter was how you used recruiting. That's how you found your coaches, DM'd your coaches, whatever it may be. And I saw a follow from Kurt Signetti. I'm like, Kirk Signetti, that's JMU. I'm like, James Matt, the team I played against twice. I'm puzzling. I'm like, that makes sense. I played against them. I performed well against them. It makes sense that they're interested. Let me go see. And I just tapped the messages and I'm like, hey coach, appreciate the follow. Very interested. And if you know anything about James Madison, they're very passing. They had receivers that had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. They throw the ball.
Pass heavy.
Yeah, heavy, 10 personnel, 11 personnel.
Sure.
And they had some dogs there. And then JMU was just on the rise as a program. And they went FBS. So that's already checking 2 boxes for me. They throw the ball a lot and they're FBS. And I'm hearing everything I need to hear. But I DM'd the coach on Twitter. I said, hey, coach, Phoenix Sproles here. Saw you followed me. Appreciate the follow. Very interested in your university and your football team. I'd love to know more, blah, blah, blah. He hit me back. Exchanged messages, phone numbers, phone calls. And ultimately, very soon it was, when can you be here for a game day? Yeah, a game day visit. I said, coach, I can come this weekend. I had 3 other. I was down to my 3 schools already. It was Southeastern Louisiana FCS team. They throw up 50 times a game. Samford with an M. Samford Bulldogs in Alabama throw the ball 30, 40, 50 times a game. So basically, I wanted to go to airway offense to play receiver. Play receiver. Of course, it's my last year. Yeah, it's my last year. Why not? So it was between them 2 and then JMU. And JMU, that's FBS. I moved everything aside. No disrespect to any of those programs, but I moved everything aside. Went with my mom actually to James Madison that Saturday for a game day visit. Sat in Coach Signetti's office, committed on spot. I haven't committed since 2016. It's been a while. So I feel like a high school kid all over again.
Yeah.
And committed in his office, watched the game, had a great weekend at James Madison in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and fell in love with the facilities and the people there, and knew that's where I wanted to play my last year of football. And then ended up there a couple months later in January.
How did that season end up turning out for you?
Crazy. As a team, like I went from a winning program to another winning program. This is their second year FBS. We were 10-0, had College Game Day come out to our game against. We had, what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name? Pete.
Pat McAfee?
I was saying Pete. Pat McAfee. Cool dude.
Did you get to see him?
I got to see him. We got to drive past or walk past. They were in the courtyard. Thousands of fans. I think Pat said that was like one of the biggest like college
turnouts that they've had.
Like there's fans. Like we couldn't even get that close, but we can get close enough. I'm like, oh, that's dude from the TV.
That's crazy.
That was pretty cool. And then we ended up losing to App State, so that was our first loss. 10-1 loss, and we were ranked top 25 in the nation. So it was just like JMU was up, and me personally as a receiver, I had 52 receptions, was the most I've ever had. I think my best year at NDSU, I had 32, which was 2019 season. So I'm like, man, this is what I just wanted. I just wanted the ball. I just wanted to be a part and contribute. I wanted to do my part. I had almost 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. I think the most I ever had at NDSU was 2 or 3 touchdowns in a year. So did everything I wanted to do as a receiver. My other 2 receivers had 1,000 yards. So 1,000 to my left, 1,000 to my right, and then I had almost 500. So it's just, as a receiver board, it was just perfect. And then my quarterback, Jordan McLeod, big time quarterback. And dude was just airing it out. Dude, for like 3,000 or 4,000 yards. I don't know how many it was. But man, we finished 10-2 because we lost to App State. That was our only loss in the regular season. And then we lost to Air Force in the bowl game. Sure. But that was big time for me. Again, personally, I scored 2. I was the first touchdown in JMU bowl history. I had the first touchdown.
Hell yeah.
And I scored. That was my first real double touchdown game because I got called back at NDSU.
The flag.
Yep, the flag. But this one was good. I had 2 touchdowns.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Your coach dipped out in the middle of that season,
dude,
right? And took some of them.
Almost our whole
like the whole
staff, yes.
crew. Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. So we literally go ahead.
Illinois, right? Or Indiana.
Hoosiers. Go. What did he say? Go IU. Yeah. Indiana. So he left him and he took our head strength coach, our offensive coordinator, our receivers coach, our quarterbacks coach, our defensive coordinator, our D-line coach, everybody, basically the core people.
Yeah.
He took,
and it was for money, right? On their side of things.
They got paid over there, and that's as they should. They showed that they could win consistently. By all means, I just wish they just stayed a little bit longer to help us out with the bowl game. Right, but it's all good. Finish out the season. It was all good. I was proud of them because as players, we want to make it to the next level. As coaches, they want to make it to the next level too. So I understood it. But yeah, they left. So we were preparing for a bowl game for almost 3 weeks with our interim head coach, who did a great job of getting us ready. Like he kept us all together. Like some guys were already checked out because we lost our coaching staff. So why would I play? But he brought us all back. His name's Coach Robo. And we had a game plan. We played an Air Force, a run-heavy team that runs the crap out the ball. Couldn't stop it, unfortunately, and ended up losing. And we played at TCU Stadium, Texas Christian University, down in Fort Worth, Texas. And we went 10-2 and played at FBS level, and it was a dream come true. Honestly, it was just a great atmosphere, and I wish, obviously, I will never take back my time at NDSU, but if things were reversed, when I started at JMU and whatever, and stayed at JMU. It would have been cool to experience that for multiple years. They have a great fan base, great faculty, great staff, and great football, man.
If you could go back, would you choose JMU right away?
That's a tough question.
That's tough for the podcast too. That's tough. So if you're saying if I didn't have the relationship, the friendships, the national championship, if I just had JMU and offer from NDSU, who would I pick?
Yep.
I probably, as a receiver, I think selfishly a little bit, as a receiver, I probably would have chose JMU just because of the more pass-friendly offense. And they still won a lot of football games. Obviously lost to NDSU. Yeah. But won a lot of football games and guys had good seasons there. I probably would have chose JMU, but since having my experiences at NDSU, I would choose NDSU every time just because of
the relationships.
And that's just when I go to NDSU, I feel like that's home for me. I go back to JMU. I went back there one time for game this year. Still a great atmosphere. Loved it there. But I was just there for a short year. I was there from January to December, so like 11 months. NDSU, I go back there, it is home. Like I know where to go. I don't need maps, GPS, nothing. Yeah. I can get to Happy Harry's. I can get to Happy Harry's. I can get all the way to the Union, which is obviously not far. But yeah, NDSU was great, man. I'll never take that time back, and wish I had more time there too. Like it can go both ways.
Do you have any top memories from NDSU that you'd want to share?
Probably just the summers. Like, I mean, we get 2 weeks of summer that we get to go home and do whatever we want to do, but then we got to come right back and we're in football mode. A good memory was in the summertime, we would obviously be at school a lot because we couldn't leave for football reasons. Besides our 2 weeks of summer break that we had, we would be together 24/7. And every 4th of July, we would go to Detroit Lakes and have a blast. Detroit Lakes is underrated, man. Detroit Lake, Pelican, great times. They know how to have fun on 4th of July.
You're on Pelican, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's
Sandbar?
I know
Barry Sandbar.
I know where I'm at next July. Hey, if you see this podcast on a boat next summer, you know what happened.
Yeah, we're surfing on Aiden surf boat. Let's go.
Don't quite got that, but
you don't know how to drop a camera in the lake. Oh, that'd be horrible. But yeah, man, it was summertime. Summertime was always fun time.
So being close to all that NFL talent, like your cousin, former teammates like Trey Lance, Christian Watson, Cody Malk, all those guys. What lessons did you take away from them? Or was it just kind of like you were working together?
Both. You can always learn from people. It doesn't matter what level you're at. I can learn from you guys right now. Just about how you guys came prepared. Like you can learn anything. But professional wise, like those dudes, they're prepared. Like even like college, obviously we're prepared as well, but like it's a whole different level. Like this is your job. Like you don't perform, we'll find somebody else that can do it. So this is what they do to earn a check. So the way that they prepare themselves, and the offseason, how they take care of their body. I trained with Christian for one day, and this offseason in Tampa, I was down in Tampa, trained with him for one day. I died. I died. And that humbled me. I'm like, dude, you're working like this 5 days a week? He's like, yeah, this is what I got to do to be at my best. And like the training, the body work, massages, chiropractor therapy, like there's so much that goes into it. Like that money is not spent on dumb stuff. Right. It's spent on making sure you're ready to go for next season so you can get paid again.
It's like LeBron. He said he spends $1 million on himself.
Yeah, and I believe it. And that's crazy. And dude's what, 39, 40?
Yeah, right.
Like I wish I could feel like that at his age. But yeah, man. So they just showed me how to prepare a little bit better. And then just as people, it's just like they're so normal guys. Like they're normal. Like you could run you can run into Trey. Like if Trey was at a football game in North Dakota, you could find him at Shields. Like he's a regular dude shopping for some Nike shorts or whatever it may be.
That's awesome.
And they're just regular dudes, and they treat everyone with respect, and they treat everyone like they're regular people, and they are.
How did you get involved with the IFL and signing with the Knighthawks?
Yep. So I reached out to them. So when I didn't get drafted, obviously I was down and out for like 3 weeks. I just didn't want to play football anymore. I didn't know.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Do you want to go through that a little bit? Like, how did you feel? Like, I'm sure that just it's your dream.
It's your dream. It's like everything you've been working for since I was 9 years old up until 2024. Just like I had every moment planned. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna go to the pro. Like I knew what was gonna come. And right when that plan didn't work, I was stuck. I didn't know what to do. Like I was telling everyone. Everyone asked me, "What are you gonna do after college?" I'm going to the NFL. I'm going pro. And I truly believed it. And when it didn't happen, I was lost. Like I don't even know. Like if my mom was on the podcast, she would tell you. I stayed downstairs, didn't leave the basement for probably 1 or 2 weeks. She would bring me food downstairs. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to see anyone. I was embarrassed. I'm like, everyone watched me be Phoenix Sproles on the field. Like, oh, he's gonna make it, and he didn't. And I was embarrassed as a person, as a player, and I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to.
And I'm sure there was pressure too with
my gosh, the pressure.
Your cousin,
my stepdad, my best friends, like everyone. Like it was. I think, and that's something that I had to work on too. Is just like, it's not like nothing's ever gonna go your way 100% of the time. And seeing all my friends go pro, I'm like, oh, they went pro, I'm going pro. No, that's not how it works. If that was the case, the NFL wouldn't be special. It'd be the anyone league, the anyone professional league. Yeah. And what do they say? The chances of making it pro are 0.1%, I think, to the NFL. That's true. Like there's dudes like if you thought I was good in college, I didn't make it to the NFL. So what about the next guy that might not be as good? Like,
Yeah.
what is it? What are his chances? And it could be lower or it could be higher. You just never know how it can go. And yeah, it was just a very dark time for me. Don't recommend it. So if you're going pro, go pro. Don't recommend it. I can joke about it now because I feel obviously I'm a lot better now, better headspace. But I was just lost, and it took me a while. It took faith. It took family. It took my own willpower just to let's go. Like Phoenix, like you've been trained for this moment your whole life. Like I've had injuries. I've built up this work ethic in myself where I couldn't be lazy. Like that laziness for 1 to 2 weeks, I was disgusted. Like when I looking back on it, I'm like, that was really me. Like I've never been like that, and I'm never gonna feel that way again. So
Seems like you got tested, and now you're
did
yeah, you
Did
got
get
tested,
tested.
and now it's like, what are you gonna do? And
And
I think it'll all work out.
Yeah, back to your stuff. IFL, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that dark time happened. Didn't make it to NFL. Whoop-de-doo. Started reaching out. Okay, we got to go pro some way, somehow. Overseas, good football, but I don't want to go overseas. I'm starting looking at closer leagues. Canadian Football League, which is a legit big-time football. It's the NFL of Canada.
Yeah.
I have several friends that play there, and some of them make well over $250,000, $300,000. Like, they do well. There's a CFL, the IFL, obviously the team I signed to, the AFL. There's an indoor football league, what I'm doing, arena football league, both in an arena. It's just called different names, different structures. CFL, IFL, AFL, LFA. I was looking at everything, and that's Latin Football Association. I was gonna go play in Mexico.
I didn't know there were that many.
Dude, there's a lot. I was gonna go play in Mexico. So me and my siblings, I don't know, we kind of missed this, but me and my siblings were all fluent in Spanish. We all went to a Spanish immersion, elementary and middle school, and then took it in high school and minored in college. So we're all fluent in Spanish. I was fully ready to go to Mexico. I was ready. Like, I'm good. I can't believe it, but I was going to do it. I just wanted to play ball. So I reached out, sent emails and filmed to all these teams, was being vulnerable. Like, come check me out. Got turned down, got left on red. And I found the Vegas Knighthawks, the indoor football league, professional indoor football league team. And I DM'd them, and they got back to me. They're like, well, we kind of know a little bit about you, blah, blah, blah. We're going to finish up our season here, and then we'll let you know and see what's what. Waited, kind of forgot. I was just like, probably got sent off again like I've been sent off before. But they reached back out on Twitter, and they're like, hey, Phoenix, we'd like to sign you. I'm like, sign? Like, what do you mean sign? Like, play? Or they're like, yeah, we want you to come play for us in Vegas. I'm like professionally? Like indoor? Like professionally? Like, yeah, like you DM'd us. Like what are we doing here? Yeah, what are we doing here? Like, do you want it or not? We'll move on.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, like let me just go talk to my parents. And I didn't have an agent. I don't have an agent, so I was just doing everything on my own. Yeah. And I'm like, my parents are my agents now. I'm like look at the contract. Like, we're good. Like, they're like, yeah, this is what you want to do. I'm like, this is what I got to do to get to where I want to go. Make it happen. I'm 24, and I'd rather do it now than try to do it at 35.
Yeah, right.
So signed to the Vegas Knighthawks.
How long is that contract?
So it's from March, April, May, June, July. Championships in August. So March to August.
So one season.
Yep, one season. Not obviously not the NFL, so I'm not going to be rich.
Yeah, but
I'll break it down for you guys. So there's obviously different owners have different money for their organizations.
Right.
Yep. Vegas, you think of Vegas, what do you think of?
Casinos,
money. So I'm blessed to be in this organization. They do very well. They take care of their players. Not to say the other organizations don't, but I know this one particularly does a really good job. They have their own fully furnished apartments that I'll be staying in, paid for. It's all taken care of. Facilities, gear, whatever it may be. So everything's basically taken care of. So I'm really just playing and then getting paid. Not like an NFL player, but getting paid.
You're getting paid to play football. That's the dream.
Professionally,
really.
I'm getting paid to play football.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do, and I didn't really care. I didn't really care about that part, about how much I was getting. I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
Because they told me my coach he worked in the CFL. He has good contacts to the CFL. They sent the receiver I think I replaced or potentially replaced or whatever. He moved up to the UFL. So he got signed by the UFL. Oh, I forgot the UFL. The UFL is the big one in America. That's Dwayne Johnson's league.
Oh, yep.
Where you can get paid from $65,000 to $200,000 to $300,000, I believe. And a lot of guys have been going from the UFL to the NFL. So that guy went from my team, the IFL, to the UFL, and it's happened multiple times on my team and then teams all over the IFL. So the structure was good. You do what you need to do in the IFL, you have a chance to move up. And that's all I wanted was a chance.
What is super cool is you're doing what you love.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, you're playing football, and
Yep.
that's what you wanted to do. Whether
That's
it's
it.
for the NFL or
Yep.
the IFL, it's
Yep.
still professional,
It's
and that's still
professional.
awesome.
Yes, thank
That is
you.
really cool.
And that's go ahead.
I was gonna the thing for this year too, like talking about money. You're still doing like content,
Yep,
like
yep.
you're still you.
Yeah,
you're still gonna
still
find
me,
ways
still
to do
me.
brand
Yep.
deals and well, it's NIL, but it's not.
So now,
college,
I
so
don't know
doesn't
what you call it.
even-
I think now it's just,
You can just do
yeah,
it.
now I'm just doing it.
Also,
I'm just
by the
doing
way,
it.
we probably should mention what NIL is
Oh, yeah.
for people. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
it's name, image, and likeness,
Yes, sir.
and you can basically get paid to do brand deals. And like, can colleges pay you to come play for them, or is that not
Essentially, it could work kind of like that, but it'd be like
like a loophole almost?
Yeah, like they wouldn't like label it as like, oh, University of Texas pays Phoenix Sproles to come to his university,
Yeah.
come play football for you. It'd be like, Phoenix Sproles goes to University of Texas, and it'd probably leave it at that.
Sure.
And then
You
don't
somehow-
and then somehow
yeah,
underneath,
yeah.
not under, it's not even under, it's not illegal. It's just
Not
they just don't-
public.
they just don't want to make
Yeah.
it public. Oh, he's going there. It's just okay, maybe, and then you'll see me in all the commercials for like
Sure.
Quinn Ewers is in Geico commercials, quarterback for Texas, like things like
Even
that.
like Cam Miller's.
Exactly.
and a
Cam
bunch
Miller's
of
Dr.
stuff.
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it's like okay, so obviously there's something going on, and
Yeah.
that's just how the football world is.
So before, like that wasn't allowed. Like when you were in college, that's when it flipped.
Yep.
So just wanted to say that for context for
Yeah.
everybody. But like I said, you're gonna be able to do all that stuff. So
Exactly, and that was my main thing. Of like after college, like how do I continue to be Phoenix? And
Yeah.
like I just got done shooting. We're in the company right now. Got a diamond on my shoulder called Royalty Sports Performance. They're in Mall of America clothing. It's an athletic clothing company and comfortable fits, chill fits. Just did a shoot for them. So I'm still doing the things that I love to do. And then football's coming soon. So basically full circle all over again.
you got to see it all the way through.
You got. And it's been a
to.
year. Like this is the first time since I was 9 years old I haven't played football in the fall. So it's weird for me. And I work at elementary school. I'm doing things. I'm working. I'm training. I'm working, and just staying busy.
Awesome. So what would be one piece of advice that you would give to some younger athletes, football, basketball, whatever it may be, that are looking to leave their mark in their sport?
There's a lot I could say. I would say just be you. I think something that worked for me was I was myself. Like I didn't change. I didn't alter anything. Like I loved the camera. I loved, when they said who wants to be on the cover or picture or who can help us do this video, it was me, hands going up immediately. Did some people not like it? Sure. Did some people love it? Sure. Didn't care because I liked it. That's all that mattered to me. So what I would say to those kids is to be who you are. Don't change for anyone. I know it's cliche, but it's real. And when you get in the real world, you'll see that, people will change who they are to fit in or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I get it. It's hard because you want to be liked. You want people to like you. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, their opinions don't matter. What people say about you does not matter. At the end of the day, you know who you are. And it took me a while to build that up and to find that about myself. But once I got a hold of that, I could do anything from being a general educational assistant at elementary school to doing TikToks to doing brand deals with Brooks shoes to Kane footwear, another pair of shoes, to doing clogs that I'm wearing right now is another brand deal. These pants, another brand deal. This shirt's another brand deal. And this chain from GLD is another brand deal.
I got the GLD on too.
Yes, sir. So my boy already knows. So, and all that was because I was who I stayed who I was. I didn't change and I didn't care what people had to say about me. And I'm alive. I'm living good, and all thanks to God, and just remained who I was.
That's awesome. Gosh, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, dude,
Great
this is
guy,
awesome.
guys. If
For
you guys
sure.
don't follow Phoenix, go follow him, dude. Great guy.
Appreciate you guys.
Good leader and like
Thank
a
you.
really good person for people to look up
Thank
to.
you. Thank
So
you.
yeah, keep being you and
Yes, very
grinding, bro.
Dude,
You
appreciate
make
it, man.
it.
Appreciate
very
you, Jack.
humble. When we were setting up, we were talking to Phoenix a little bit, and one thing that you mentioned was you had a lot of injuries. And one thing that
did.
I pulled out of that is even though you had those injuries, you still worked hard, but you still appreciated the opportunities you've had in
100%.
life.
Yep.
And so, dude, very humble. I love
yeah.
it.
A lot. Thank you guys.
100%.
And don't get me wrong, it might sound good right now, but it took me a while to be like this. Like I promise you, like back, I used to shut down. I didn't talk about anything. I just didn't care. Like I hated the world because I felt like all these bad things were happening to me. But once you like mature a little bit and just take those moments for what they are, you start to appreciate everything else. So
it's a lot easier to be just like a straight, like when
you're
you're an NDSU wide receiver and you got all these people, and it's like way easier to be just a piece of crap. But it's like,
I don't care.
So big props.
No, I appreciate it. It took me. And don't get me wrong. Like I said before, like it took me a while. You might ask people, what was Phoenix like his first couple of years? Was I maybe like that? Sure. Like I was not perfect. Wasn't. I was an 18-year-old almost starting on a Division I football team. Like, I had a big head. I was cocky. I still am. I still am, but I'm better at it. I'm confident. I'd say confident now.
Yeah.
But man, it's just, you learn. And I think that's what made me why I am the way I am now. Is I had those lessons. I went through them. People put me in check, coaches, adults, they put me in check, and I promise you I'll never be like that again. And now I'm happy and I'm just vibing.
Awesome. And dude, not all wide receivers of NDSU would allow us to come film in their house. So thank you so much. This was awesome.
We could talk for hours. But,
we could.
So
where's Logan at? Where's Logan? Oh, there's Logan.
There's Logan.
Shout out Logan.
Dude, man. if you're down, we'd love to have our guests come back. And
I will be down. I'm telling you, I'm
down the road. Maybe even after your season would be
after
sick.
Season, so I'm back. If we don't make it to the championship, I'll be back in July.
You're going to make it to the
this
championship.
summer, 4th of July, you said we're going to Pelican Lake?
If I'm back July 4th, for whatever reason, I'm coming to... I was going to plan on going to Pelican, Detroit Lake anyways for 4th of July. So hit me up, I'll hit you guys up, and we'll get back to it.
Hell yeah.
We'll get back to it.
Shout out Giant Snacks for being an amazing sponsor. So one thing we do at the end of the show, you get to pick one, whichever flavor you want, and keep it. Or you can take multiple. I don't care. These are new.
Sweet Thai
Big
chili.
Easy's new. Big Easy is new.
What flavor is Big Easy? What is that?
It's Louisiana style. So it's the way I thought of it is like a little bit like bacon ranch and sweet Thai chili and kind of
Combined.
mixed. Yeah. Take it.
That's what he takes.
This has got to be good.
Vikings colors. You gotta run that.
Shout out Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, for real. Got to get him on the pod.
Hey, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for watching the Beyond the Spotlight podcast, and we'll see you guys next week on Monday at 6 p.m.
Peace.
Oh, that was unison. That was unison. Perfect.
Let's go.
Real ones with me, I know we gon' beat the odds. Counterfeit. Guess it from the thought of it. People fake. Think they need to start a kid.